Yeah, just a minute. Yeah, hello, good evening, everyone. So, my name is Vamsi, and I'm going to be your trainer in the coming days for Tableau. So, first coming to our company like BBIC, Bright Blue Innovation Circles. So, it's not a coaching center or something. So, it's completely like a software startup. So, we not only give trainings, but we also give internships, and then we give assistance on placements, and then we do projects like freelancing projects, and we have enormous number of clients. And we are doing projects not only on Tableau but also on different technologies in IT like Python, Java, automation, and then service now, etc. And apart from technical trainings, we also do soft skills training and other non-IT trainings, like coming to mechanical field like CAT, etc. So this is much about our company. So it's like a software startup where we provide not only software training but also non-technical and soft skills training. So coming to myself, my name is Vamsi and I have 6 years of experience into data analyst. So my expertise is on to Tableau, Python, SQL, then Java, and a bit of machine learning. So this is about my profile, and I currently work for Canada. So this is about my thing. And so coming to this course, so in this week, we will cover the basics of Tableau. So to start with, so are you all the beginners, or anyone from this group you have experience in software field?
Beginner, sir.
Beginner, sir.
Yes.
Beginner, sir.
Yeah, okay. One minute, I'm sharing my screen. So now I will give an overview on the Tableau thing. So coming to current field, if we learn Tableau, 1 minute, I will increase the size. So coming to Tableau, we will learn the Tableau desktop version. So what is Tableau? So Tableau is nothing but it's like a BI tool. So business intelligence tool. So in Tableau, what we do is we visualize the data. So visualizing the data is nothing but we'll get some Excel sheets initially, and sometimes we'll get the data from MS SQL Server or big data or AWS or something like that, cloud servers. So from that we take the data which is in the form of Excel sheet or CSV file, and then we visualize it into the form of bar graphs or pie charts, etc. So that is the main point of using Tableau. So it's just an overview, I'm not going deep. So Tableau is like a visualization tool. So for this, if you want to understand it better, so just take an example of a supermarket. So supermarket, what will happen in a supermarket? Supermarket will do sales. So if the particular supermarket gives us 1 month sales data, so in that data we will analyze. So what are the top products? So what are the bottom products? And we will analyze why the profits are increasing or why are we getting the losses. So if you are giving discounts on particular projects, sorry, if you are giving discounts on particular products, if the profit is increasing or decreasing. So like that. So in that similar way, we will use Tableau. So that is the overview of Tableau. So coming to the current opportunities. So if you learn Tableau, the current opportunities in the market after learning Tableau will be like this. So you can apply even for data analyst role or Tableau developer. or visualization engineer. Visualization engineer. And then we have one different role, business data analyst. So these are the 4 predominant roles you can apply after learning Tableau. So like now we will think, so is it enough? Is it enough to learn Tableau alone to get a job? So like if you learn only Tableau, can you get a job? It's absolutely no, because in any company or any role or any project, along with Tableau, they expect some skills into SQL and then some skills into Python. So why will they expect? So to explain that better, so I will tell you the process. So first what we will do is, as I told before, why we are using Tableau? We are using Tableau to visualize the data. So to visualize the data, we need some data. So where we get the data? We get the data either in Excel sheets or from SQL Server. So let's make a note. So where to get the data? So even before visualizing, we have to deal with data. So where to get the data? So you will get the data either in the form of Excel sheets. Excel sheet. So let's think you are getting data in the form of Excel sheet. So if you get the data in the form of Excel sheet, you need to be strong in basics of Excel. Basics of Excel like macros, table calculations, etc. Because if they are giving data in the Excel sheet, they may expect to do the visualization in Excel also. So this is like a link up to Tableau. So the first thing is you should know the basics of Excel. So other thing where we get the data is, we will say like relational database and non-relational database. So that thing I will explain clearly, but coming to this point, so mostly there are like relational databases. Predominantly the major of the companies using are MS SQL Server and Oracle. So these are completely based on MySQL. So MySQL is a query language. So this is like a mandatory skill set for a Tableau developer to learn MySQL. So why? Because now major of the companies, how they are doing is like they are uploading the data. They are uploading the data into SQL Server. So after they upload the data into SQL Server, they are giving the details of the server. So they will give the login details. So you have to log in into that particular server, and from that particular server, you have to retrieve the data. So you have to retrieve the data, and then you should take the data into Tableau, and then you have to do the visualization. So the point what I'm making here is like, even though you are a Tableau engineer, so even before to start visualizing in Tableau, the basic prerequisite will be dealing with Excel sheets or MS SQL Server or Oracle. So to deal with the MS SQL Server or Oracle, you need MySQL. So if you take any data analyst interviews, once you complete this training, like if you go for either startups or if you go to the top product-based companies like Amazon, Facebook, Microsoft, Google, or anything, there will be definitely a mandatory data analyst questions on MySQL. So MySQL is like a query language. So you have to learn some queries, like if you want to create tables, or if you want to delete tables, or if you want to join some tables, etc. So one of the simple example is like, so now when we start to visualize in Tableau, we deal with like 100 rows of data, 150 rows of data, or 200 rows of data initially. But once you enter an organization, you will be dealing with 1 million records, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million records. So those records will be coming from multiple tables. So they won't give a single Excel sheet and ask you to work. They will be giving an Excel sheet which has 10 tables in it. So those 10 tables, if you want to use into Tableau, you should use some SQL custom queries to join those tables. So that is the point like where SQL comes into play. So now like don't get confused. I'm giving an overview on like why to use SQL in Tableau and then why to use Python in Tableau. So once I complete this, so we'll start from the scratch, like what is Tableau, and then we will cover all the Tableau topics, and then we'll go to SQL, and then we'll go to Python, etc. So like this is like the basic thing why to learn SQL. So if you learn only Tableau and try to enter an interview or anything, you will be able to just give your 50 or 55% of the questions asked by the interviewers will be solved, and your resume also won't pick up, because this SQL is a mandatory skill for a data analyst or a Tableau developer or anything. So without saying this by a point, I explained the scenario like why we should learn SQL in Tableau. So it's like a mandatory skill because it's like pretty connected. So this is the point of using SQL. So next thing is coming to Python programming. So why we are using Python program? So as I was talking before, we are using Excel sheets. Okay. So in Excel sheets, we are having 2 million records or 3 million records, etc. Okay. So you can't expect these Excel sheets to be pretty clean. So these Excel sheets, they may have some duplicate values. Okay, so in this Excel sheet, there may be some duplicate values. Duplicate values in the sense there will be some values like 234 or something. It will be repeating like 7,000 times or something, which makes that duplicate. And there will be some blank values. So if there are some duplicate values or blank values in the particular Excel sheet that we are using, it affects the performance of the Tableau dashboard. So nowadays, all the companies, they won't take the data directly and they won't visualize in Tableau. They follow a process called data exploration and data cleansing. So they follow a process called data exploration and data cleansing. So what is this? So coming to data exploration, it is nothing but like they explore the data. So without knowing what are the columns present and what to visualize, there is no point of creating some random visualizations. So data exploration is the main process of exploring the data and getting some points like what we are going to visualize and what is present in that particular Excel sheet. So that is data exploration. And the next thing is data cleansing. Data cleansing is nothing but it will remove the duplicate values and blank values and make the data set or the Excel sheet which we gave more performance effective. So that process is data cleansing. So we do this data cleansing process full and full using Python code. So now we will get a doubt like, okay, we should learn Python for Tableau developer or a data analyst role. So what part of Tableau you should learn? So if you take a Python developer or a Python automation engineer, you should learn Python initially from the scratch. But for a Tableau role or a data analyst role, there is no need to learn Python initially from the scratch. So there is some topic called Python for data analytics. So in Python for data analytics, like for data cleansing, wrangling, or web scraping, we use only 4 major Python libraries. So there are 4 separate topics in Tableau, like NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, and Seaborn. So if you learn these 4 and if you can practically work on these 4 topics, then you can happily put Python into your resume. So coming to NumPy and Pandas, so these are the things which we use for data cleansing. And why we use Matplotlib and Seaborn is like we can directly create visualization. So what visualization we do in Tableau, that thing we can create using Matplotlib and Seaborn using Python. These are like the plotting libraries. So predominantly, like now the current situation is driving more into data science. So there is an increasing demand for Python data analysts also. So if you have a knowledge on one BI tool, like business intelligence tool. So like business intelligence tool is nothing but like Tableau, Power BI, Incorta, etc. So if you have knowledge of one BI tool and then Python for data analytics and MySQL, then your profile will be an added advantage. So like this is like the basic overview of a Tableau developer role. So these are the 3 topics that you should learn to successfully like get a job in the field of data analyst or Tableau developer or visualization engineer or anything like that. So like this is like the basic thing about the role. So if you have any doubts till here, like you can go ahead.
Uh, Vamsi, Zakir this side.
Yeah, hi.
Hi Vamsi. Can you please share the curriculum of this complete course, like from where we can start and what at the end, what are the things we can learn there?
Yeah, like coming to the curriculum, like we'll start with Tableau,
Mm-hmm.
and then like we'll go to SQL, and then we'll complete with Python.
That means by
So
the
like
end
you're
of this
asking for
course,
the top. Yeah.
by the end of this course, we can learn complete Tableau, from basics to advanced, right?
Yeah, like at the end of the course, like you will be like complete data analyst course.
Okay, then we can directly attend the interviews and all.
Yeah,
With
you can
the
directly attend because like we'll be giving projects also. So on Tableau, we'll be doing 2 projects, and then Python for data analytics also we will be giving you 2 or 3 projects.
Okay, what's the duration of this course? Like
Yeah,
how
it will
much
take
time?
like 45 days to 2 months.
Okay, a daily 1 hour, like 1 hour or
Yeah,
2 hours.
daily, like, yeah, 45 minutes to an hour.
Okay. Any practical sessions also you're going to schedule, Vamsi?
Yes, because like initially, like this week, 3 or 4 days will be like theory session. So remaining
Mhm.
once I go into like Tableau, everything will be practical. Like I will be typing one topic and I will be dealing with 3 or 4 scenarios in the class, and then you'll take home some 3 or 4, and then if any doubts, you can deal in the next class.
Okay, okay, sure. Okay, thank you, Vamsi. Mm. And one more thing, Vamsi, can you provide any notes for this? Like whatever you are typing in Notepad and what you are like any notes you can provide after any every session?
Yeah, like once I will discuss with Nagur, and then I will tell you. Like
Okay,
I'm not sure on that, they will decide.
okay, sure. Vamsi. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, any others have any doubts till here?
No, Vamsi, you can go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay then.
Vamsi, we can't hear you. Are you saying something or you're
No,
waiting
one
for
minute.
our
I'm sharing my screen.
okay, fine, fine.
Yeah. So the basic is done. So now we'll go. So like anyone here have like any knowledge on like any knowledge on database? What is database? What is data warehouse or anything like that? So like this is the basic overview. So like there will be one one relational database. So it is called as database. So from database, we'll be doing ETL. So ETL is nothing but extract, transform, load. And then from after processing the ETL, the data will enter into data warehouse. And then from data warehouse, the data will be used for data analysis. So this is like the basic overview, like how data analysis is done. So why we are going through this database or ETL or data warehouse? So as I told before, for data analysis or visualization or anything, we need some data. So where we get the data from? So that data we'll be getting from the data warehouse. So before the data comes into data warehouse, it has to be passed through these two stages called database and ETL. So the data will be present in the database, and from database we'll perform ETL called extract, transform, load. And then from this ETL, we'll send the data into data warehouse. And from the data warehouse only, we'll use the data for data analysis. So this is the basic overview. So now we will see like one by one in detail. So what is a database? So coming to database, so database is nothing but like a place where record the data. So it records the data and stores the data. So that is basically a database. So data may be in the form of Excel sheets, or it may be in the form of unstructured data. Unstructured data is nothing but like it doesn't have any format, but it has some data stored in it, like images or JPG files, etc. So the database mainly it records the data and it stores the data. So coming to database, we have two different types of databases, namely relational database and non-relational database. So types of database, like one is relational database and the next one is non-relational database. So mostly in Tableau or anything, we'll use relational databases only. So what are relational databases? So relational database is nothing but that has the data in a structured format. So data will be in the form of structured format is nothing but the data will be in the form of tables, that it has some rows, columns, etc. So these are the relational databases. So in the relational databases, the major examples are like MS SQL Server and Oracle. As I told before, these two are the top relational databases used currently with Tableau. So MS SQL Server and Oracle. So in addition to this, we have PostgreSQL also. So these are the examples of relational databases. So coming to non-relational databases. So what are non-relational databases is, so what is happening in a relational database is like here in the relational database, the data is in the form of tables. So in non-relational database, data is not in the form of tables. So it is like unstructured data. Okay, so coming to examples, like you may be heard of MongoDB, Amazon DynamoDB. So these are non-relational databases. So this is like the basic definition. So let's understand with the help of logic. So what I was talking in my previous slides is like I was saying, for Tableau, we need some data. So how will be the data? The data is in the form of tables, which has rows and columns. So what is that? So the data which is in the form of rows and columns is like a structured data. So in the relational database, the data is in the form of tables. So that is the point why we are considering mostly relational databases for Tableau development or data analyst role or anything, because the data which is in the form of tables is directly taken into Tableau and we can visualize this easily. So that's the point of using relational databases for Tableau or data analysis or data science or etc. So coming to non-relational databases. So non-relational databases means the data is not in the form of tables. So now you will get a doubt like, okay, coming to non-relational databases, data is not in the form of tables. That means it is unstructured data. Unstructured data. So can't we use unstructured data in Tableau? Yes. we can use unstructured data in Tableau. So how will we use? So what is meant by unstructured data? So I will give an overview of this. So let's take structured data. So if you structured data means like take student name, number, and then branch. So in the student name, so we can pass some values like Vamsi, and the number is like 12 something, and branch, you can give one branch. So this is like a structured data. So what is unstructured data? In unstructured data, how will they give is like they will give like column names. So they will mention the column names, and then row wise data, like they will give one and they will give the values. So how to convert this unstructured data into structured data? So here only like MySQL comes into play. So coming to MS SQL Server or Oracle or Postgres SQL, we'll use MySQL. So here we'll just write the custom SQL queries and then we'll join the tables or we do the visualization. But coming to unstructured data, it takes much more effort because here we are actually writing the queries. So in the above step, coming to relational databases, it's easy to use for Tableau because we directly get the structured data. But converting the unstructured data into structured data is highly risk. So if you take like 10 to 15 years earlier, so mostly they were dealing with unstructured data. But now with the introduction of these relational databases, we are dealing with structured data. So like the point what I'm coming to say is if we have unstructured data also, we can do visualization, but it's a big risk because first step is like converting unstructured data into structured data and then taking those Excel sheets and then visualizing those Excel sheets, like importing those Excel sheets into Tableau. And then we have to start the visualization from scratch. So like this is about the database. So from the database, it will go to ETL. So ETL is nothing but like extract, transform, and load. So the basic so extract, transform, and load. So what it is doing is, so from the database, we are getting some data. So it is extracting the data and then it is transforming the data into the required form, and then that transformed data is being loaded into data warehouse. So it extracts the data, it transforms the data, and then it loads the data into data warehouse. Because like data warehouse is the major point, like where we use the data for data visualization. So this is the like the process happening from database, ETL, and data warehouse. So coming to this ETL, so we have a different role for ETL, like ETL developer, etc. So what happens in this ETL is like, so I have told the process, like it extracts the data, transforms the data, and then loads the data. So this is like also a different role because for ETL, we have some tools like Informatica and Talent. So there we should create the jobs and then we should pull the data into it. And then we should transform the data, writing some SQL queries, and then only we load the data. So in this point, I have just explained you the process, but this process will be done by ETL developer. So this is like a different job. So there is no point of going deep into it. So just it will be good to know like why you use ETL. And the next step is like data warehouse. So from the database, we are doing ETL and then we are sending the data into data warehouse. So you may get a doubt like we have some data in database. So why can't we use that data from the database and do visualization using Tableau? The point is like in the database, there will be like different amount of data, like huge amounts of data coming into the database. So it's not good to use the entire data in the database, and the data may also not be clean or something. So what we do is daily, on a daily basis, there will be some jobs loading in the database. So from the database, daily they will run them jobs, and then using those jobs, they will be taking the data into ETL, and from ETL, they will be sending the data into the data warehouse. So what the data is required into our project will be sent into that particular data warehouse. So data warehouse, in short terms, we can tell like it's like a small part of a database. So like the database is like breaking into small units called data warehouses. So in each data warehouse, we'll have only the required data for that particular project. So coming to data warehouse, it is also like a collection of data, but the main difference between like a database and data warehouse is like, so in a database, the process happening is like OLTP. So OLTP is like online transactional processing. Online transactional processing. And coming to data warehouse, it is called as OLAP. OLAP is nothing but online analytical processing. So what we mean by this is, so in the database, just it does some transactional processing. So it only processes the data, but it doesn't do any analytical things. But coming to data warehouse, we can analyze the data. So that is the major difference between a database and data warehouse. And in the database also, like the storage is limited, but in the data warehouse, the storage is not limited, because the data in the data warehouse is refreshed daily. So this is like a basic overview on like why we are using Tableau and where we are getting the data from. So as we talked before, Tableau is nothing but a BI tool. So what is BI tool is nothing but these are like the business intelligence tools. Business intelligence tools. So these are all used for doing some visualization. So coming to BI tools, currently in-demand BI tools are Tableau, Power BI, Incarta. So these are like the predominant tools for like data analysis. So why we are using only Tableau but not Power BI or Incarta? So remove Incarta. So Tableau and Power BI. So in Power BI, the main disadvantage is like you can't deal with data sets which are greater than 1 million records. So if the particular Excel sheet, so I am using a term called data set. So instead of saying Excel file or CSV file or the data which is loaded into MS SQL Server or anything, we use the technical term called data set. So data set is nothing but it will be having some data in it. So coming to Power BI, it can't analyze the data which is having more than 1 million records. So instead of saying 1 million records, we can say like 1 GB. Let's say like 1 GB. So the data files which are greater than 1 GB, they can't be analyzed using Power BI. But coming to most of the companies, like 95% of the companies nowadays, they are giving the data sets which are greater than 1 GB. So if the companies are giving the data sets greater than 1 GB, then what is the point of using Power BI? So that is one of the major predominant point why Tableau is coming into play. So the major advantage of Tableau is like it can deal with any size of data set. So it can deal with extremely large data sets also. So this is one point. And the second point is like in Tableau, there is like 24/7 support available. So this support, you not only clear the doubts on like Tableau desktop versions, like to explain more clearly, like they won't deal only with technical issues, but also like if you have any errors, like you are doing some visualization, so you are getting some error. So if you put that error into the chat, they will be responding you within like 6 to 8 hours. So they have 24/7 support. But coming to Power BI, it doesn't have. And one more point is like coming to Power BI, it can be installed and work only on Windows systems. So only on Windows systems, Power BI can be used. But coming to Tableau, it supports not only Windows, but it supports also Mac devices. So these are like the major points why Tableau is like more important and predominant tool in data analyst domain compared to Power BI. So like this is the point of learning Tableau. So till now, like we have got an overview, like why we are using Tableau, and like what are the job roles available in the market for Tableau, and like where we get the data from, etc. So till here, like if you have any doubts, you can go ahead.
No, Vamsi.
Yeah, okay. So like this is like the overview for today, and from tomorrow, like I will start with Tableau. So what is Tableau, and like I will give an introduction to like Tableau desktop, like how to install the Tableau desktop and everything. So before that, like show me the portfolio, like what we will deal with Tableau, SQL, and then Python. So 1 minute. So like these are like the Tableau course topics. So we'll start with basic things like introduction to Tableau ETL. So that's what we covered today. And then from tomorrow, like we'll go much into Tableau, like creating basic visualizations, and then different charts, filters, sets, groups, bins, calculations, everything. So like Tableau, like it will take around 20 to 25 days. And from there, like we'll deal with SQL for 10 to 15 days, and then again Python for 10 to 15 days. So in each course, like end of the course, like we'll be giving you like interview level training, and then we will be like giving some projects, and then we'll be doing some mock interviews also. So like to add to the top of it, so like after completing the course, like depending on the projects and the assessments you perform, like we will be giving some internship opportunities also. So I can't assure like we give like internship opportunities to all the people, but who show up good in the course, like we'll provide you an internship opportunity, so which adds like value to your resume. And once you complete the course, you'll be getting a course completion certificate. And like we have some tie-ups with some IT companies. So like we can't assure you a job, but we can provide you some interviews. So we can schedule some interviews on the name of our company. So we have some tie-ups from some software startups. So we can like provide you like interview calls. So you can attend those calls, and if you clear them successfully, so you can get a job. So we don't assure any job, but we'll train you everything like in a job gaining point of view, like everything with interview questions and everything. So like as I am an experienced thing, so experienced guy in this domain, so like I also do interviews for people. So like this course is going to be like a more practical course. So like you can take this week, and if you like, then you can like further continue. So like I'm done for this, and Nagura bro. So if you have anything to add, you can add. I'm going on mute.
Sir,
Yeah, hello.
sir, can I get the recording of this class, sir?
Yeah, like Nagura will talk about it. Like I haven't
Yeah,
informed
yeah.
at the meeting. So
Because you have been written right, so it will be useful for us also. Because as I see, even I was there in other place, so I was not able to take the notes. I was able to hear the class, but I was
okay.
not able to take the notes for that purpose only, sir.
Yeah, I will forward to him. Like he can forward to you guys.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Then like we will join same time tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks. Bye.